Hi everyone, let's go through Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is weekly analysis. I was looking at 1 hour, so I'll continue with that and then go higher level. At this level, right now, Bitcoin is consolidating. Yesterday, when it reached to this level, 47,850 around, I mentioned about the resistance and added this orange box. And as you could see, since then, this is like 7 more. So for last 24 hours or so, the Bitcoin is at the same level if you average it out, like high, low, and then this is here. So right now this level is same as the level 24 hours ago. So for last 24 hours, it has been consolidating. Now we have clear boundary. Maybe I'll just lower this boundary. It went a little below. So now we have range, very clear range, that this green level, which is 48550, and maybe I'll just make this round figure 47390. So this is a range, and during this, so you may consider this tells nothing at this moment. I believe that one correction is probable where it could retest this level, not necessarily all the way, but somewhere here, from here. It's not a rule, but if it goes up, then it's time for celebration. In fact, this is also good news. I would not try to demean this price movement, of course not. But only thing is, this is still in that count, that that can that can tongue twister bounce range, that cat bounce range. So I would say this is and yesterday during the Zoom call I mentioned that this is extension of the previous resistance, because this move was higher than expected. I was expecting it to stop here. This resistance was there, but I thought maybe first it will spend time, pull back, and then break out. What we see here is, I would say, outstanding. Of course, outstanding, and it amazed me as well equally. Yeah, so I would admit that this surprised me. So I was expecting a bounce, but this is beyond the bounce. This is a huge breakout, right? And so this is a welcome move. Now we are here now. So again, as I said, if it continues going up, then what can I say? I mean, then it is in hurry, and it just want to probably break above 50K without any hesitance. Who knows in that case? So that if that happens, then it is, you can say, we don't have any longer wait time for us to see higher level, right? So far so good, everything is good. I'll zoom out and share some high level view to show you where it stands in a big from a big picture point of view. Now, oh, I was not in lockchain. That's what I was wondering, right? Big picture point of view, this is getting closer to the channel line, which is a good news, right? From a big uh, from a big picture point of view, this is high, this is a lower high, right? And this was critical, because if this would have gone down, this would be a real risk. Real risk means not just risk from this counter trend point of view, but the risk could have been at a trend level. So we avoided that, that's for sure. Okay, so that's why it's a welcome move, a really good one. Now a little more push is needed once we have 50K level, which will make sure that this channel is broken above, once this channel is broken above, then this is the next resistance 59630, which I calculated. That's it. After this one, but this is not a big deal in my opinion, right? This is the most important level, this range, whole entire range starting from, because this move actually didn't stop here and went all the way here. So this could have happened in couple of stages. It happened in just one and in a very short time. Another thing is the whole entire move, the so-called breakout without any volume with compared to this. So if you look at the volume is still dying on an average basis. And this is something I mentioned. At a 1 hour level, you see the major move because it was a burst. But I'm not satisfied with this. So this is not proportional to the volume as far as my experience concerned. This candle, so again, I'm not trying to be, you know, um, let me, so I'm not trying to say this is fake. Okay, this is not about fake, but this is unusual for sure. Historically speaking, uh, when you see this one, that means still this is under consolidation. And also from a range point of view, 50K is required. So at a higher time scale, 1 day or higher, I will still put everything as a consolidation here. And on a weekly scale or a monthly scale, I would say this is still under the descending channel. So don't think that I'm thinking that it is crashing at this moment. But to be honest, I'm not fully convinced, okay, about this recovery. And I had provided 3 stages: first one, second one, and the third one. Now, since this is close to third one, I should not be saying this, but I still not convinced because of certain data points that I'm analyzing on my technical point of view. Now, it is very much contrary to the movement that you see, because you might be thinking why this guy is bearish or pessimist. I'm not. I'm a little more cautious. So there is a difference. So as I mentioned, I don't short because I cannot short uh, being in the US. And I was long and out and so on, personal front, because I'm not confident. Um, so I always feel that I should I put money or not? And the answer is maybe during the day when it moves up, but not during the night when I'm offline. That kind of state of mind I have at this moment. Anyway, on a that's more on a personal side, but um, since I shared my personal point of view, I'm just continuing with that. It's not financial advice since this call is being recorded. Okay, so the volume profile or and other structural details that I studied, it is telling me no, you know what, wait for final confirmation, which is 50K plus. Then we can say this trend point of view, we are good. Though I will turn off the risk and then put a condition once the green level, which is 48550, is above, and then I'll say I'll turn on the risk alert if 48550 is broken below. Yeah, so I'm right now, price point of view, there is no downside risk. Okay, price point of view, because it's consolidating, and I'm sounding as if it's crashing, right? Okay, so I think we'll keep that way, and we'll see how it goes, right? I still believe that this price could come all the way to 45350 or in between, and then it will decide what to do, right? That's something we'll keep it for future, right? But I'm going to take hard stand on this for now, that my, and I could be wrong, I could be wrong, because I'm talking in terms of I mean, based on what I analyzed so far in last 2 hours especially, I was working on this, and I still believe that the downside risk is still high. So I don't mind saying that the alts are going up, and that also make me think, should I say this? Because this is like going against the wind. It's easy to say it's about to break out than saying that it could go down. So to be honest, while saying this, I could have been I could have I could have aligned my thoughts with a price level, because as you see it's consolidating and it's not crashing, and I'm saying there is a potential downside risk, dip, not like crashing at this moment, but a dip all the way to 45k level, or in that range. So yes, that but I'm going to stick with this. We'll see. And of course, if the green level is broken above 48550, um, you can ignore this statement, because then it will invalidate. Okay. Now let me hide drawing for now. This stage is actually similar to here, where I called out potential downside. Those who remember would know that. I mean, those who are on call and remember that here there was no sign of risk, and before this dump, I made similar statement. If you go back and check the daily Bitcoin daily, uh, at this stage before this dump, I'm not saying I'll be again uh, right, because I was right in past. So I'm again taking a risk by saying this, because there is no sign. But my analysis says this is not what it might turn into. We might see one, you know, move on the downside before it goes up. Yeah, so it surprised me here. Let's hope it, I mean, let's not hope, but I hope it doesn't surprise me here. We'll see. Anyway, so this was also close to this one. And when we were here, in fact, not just we, but most of the people were looking for breakout, and I took the opposite stand here. Okay. Anyways, time will tell. Okay, so from this week is totally different. In fact, one day has changed everything. We were here, and if this would have broken down, then it could have come down to this level and so on. I won't spend much time on downside scenario, because we talked a lot about downside scenario, so I'll talk more about upside scenario for now. So once this is broken above, from candle point of view, this has to be broken above, which is 54k, but I said 50k should be good enough. So if the 50k is achieved, then should be able to break above. Okay, but then it's easier. And from a candle point of view, this down, or in a downtrend line point of view, if you look at this line has to be broken above. Okay, at a higher time scale. At a lower time scale, 1 day scale, this is 50k, but from a higher time scale on a weekly basis, I would say uh, it is better to get confirmation about this one. Okay, weekly is looking strong. Today is Saturday, 2 days to go. Unless it corrects, this is strong. So from candle analysis point of view, if I look at the present, then there is nothing to doubt about it, and it looks good, right? and this is what we wanted. Now this candle is higher than the previous candle, which is a good news. And if it is able to keep up this, then there is no doubt that we are going getting out of this, and heading for the previous all-time high. Right now, it's just matter. So next 2 days, today, tomorrow, will tell us more. If it is able to keep up, then there's time to celebrate. This is also good news, as I said, but I would be little cautious. Okay, little cautious. And when I say cautious, it doesn't mean sell all and kind of a thing. Cautious simply means that if you have to put protective stop loss, you may. And if you want to, if you have new money, you can go slow. That's my only message. Not financial advice, but I would say that if it breaks above 50K plus, right, then there is a lot of upside. And I don't think in a big picture point of view, you are late or buying expensive, because it's not that far. But if it corrects, then one could regret a lot, because then downside risk is higher. So when from the upside point of view, once this is broken above, there will be a big test near all-time high, and maybe a little bit of retracement from there, and then a breakout. And that breakout will take Bitcoin to 80K. 80K range, I'll give you more precise number. I'll work once the breakout happens, right? I don't want to give right away, because at this moment I'm neutral. But 80K, you can consider 80K is the next major resistance. And you know what? This wave is such a long wave. We'll talk about that as well on a Bitstamp, that it could go higher than 100K. People talk about 100K, and I think 100K is a small number. This could go beyond 100K. 100K is more logical number. Probably it's just a round number. That's why people talk about 100K. To me, the resistance is near 80K. And if 80K is broken above, the next big one is above 100K. Okay. And I have calculated even higher as well. So from a calculation point of view, I have lower number as well and a higher number as well, right? So that's not a problem. I can project on both the sides. Only thing is, it's just about being relevant, that where we stand. And as I said, sometime my nature is, it's okay to be little conservative. Maybe you have identified so far that I'm not a big risk taker, but whatever you may comment, this kind of nature has helped me in crypto. Those who are over aggressive in crypto end up losing more. I cannot save this for everyone, but I met so many people in last couple of years, and those who are trying to be aggressive lost more. Those who are slow and moving in a planned manner, add more on above resistance, and go slow, that kind of a thing, follow the trend, follow the swing, and recognize the risk and all, they earn a lot. Yeah, so that's my experience. So as I said, I cannot speak for everyone, but I can definitely speak based on my experience, right? And my experience and some of the users that I interacted with. So that's why I'm okay to be tagged as conservative. So I'm conservative, not pessimist, because historically speaking, people were bearish here. I said, no need to bearish, it will break above. People were bearish here near 10K, because they said this is head and shoulder and all those kind of pattern they're talking about. I said, no, it is not head and shoulder, and it is likely to go up. It went up. Again, there was period, especially here. People said it will come down to this, and at this stage, they said it will come and retest this high. And I said, no, it doesn't look like, because based on my analysis. Similarly, when it was here, they said it will go down. and we said no, it is going up. And here everybody was talking about 100K, and we raised an alert here, and then second alert somewhere in mid 54K. When it was here, everybody was 100K, and we raised an alert. This is important point to be. We raised alert here as well, by the way. And then when it went up, I reset the alert. But as soon as I saw it was not breaking above, I raised an alert here and second alert here, right? You can check it out. So the point is, I'm not trying to count my success here, but because I'm taking another stand, I'm just reiterating that sometimes it seems counterintuitive that look at the candle, look at the move, and this guy is talking about and conservative, approach and all that. So that's why I brought up, okay, because I know what I achieved, and probably anyone who is for long knows what happened on Opportunity Channel, right? But today we have some audience from free trial as well, so I'm covering for them to let them know, because sometimes historical achievements are important to reiterate. Okay. Anyway, you have seen on Twitter as well, so I think you're here for a reason. But sometimes, on a key occasion, I was against the city, the crypto traders in general. I cannot say everybody, but they are probably wrong in many cases, like different stages I mentioned, and who knows. And not to forget here, when they were looking for downside, we said no, there is a probability of up is higher, and so on. And here also risk alert was raised, and here also risk alert was raised, and so on. So the point is, on a big occasion we are not wrong. And the good thing is, even if I my analysis is little off, if I see, I quickly correct it, right? So that's why, if it we have a green level, you saw that. If it breaks above, I'm not going to talk about potential correction, but until that happens, I'll stick to my stand where I'll say it is likely to retest 45K. Okay. So I hope you got where I'm coming from, right? So it's not that I'm bearish, no, I'm trying to assess what might happen next. It's not that I know the future, but so far we were right in terms of direction and for major move. Okay, and as I said, if it meets our condition, I have higher targets. We had this target, and we have so many targets, so that's not a problem. Those numbers you see are 10, 11, 12. One of the new user thought this is probability. I said no, R12 means it has hit 12 targets or resistance. So our numbering is numbering R1, 2, 3, and so on, tells you how many resistance it has hit. So if you see how we enjoy the swing trading so far on Opportunity Channel, right? So the point is, in a long run, there is a lot to achieve, there is a lot to gain. But sometimes there are stages where I believe it is okay to be a little conservative. So that's my message and the context here, right? Okay, so with that note, I think I covered Bitcoin. Unless you have a question, let me know. I'm happy to answer. I'll not talk about downside at this moment. I mean, deeper level. I would just talk about for potential 45K level or 46K level, potentially. So if it breaks below 45K, then we'll talk. But at this moment, there's no need to talk on this call. Right? So that's a change from my end, which I was talking about this, but now I'm more neutral at this moment with a caution. Okay. Anyone, any question? Oh, I'm recording this session, so let me stop the recording.